So while I got a minute, talk a little bit about the surgery and surgeries in general. This would be number five since 2001. I want to say when I was playing football, I had a broken thumb, and they had to put pins in it that required going to sleep, and then you know, yeah, narcosa, anesthesia, and then 2000. I want to say 11, 12. I had my first spinal stenosis operation. That was L1, L2. And then in 2015, I had my second spinal stenosis surgery. That was L4, L5. And then in 2017, I had the same surgery that I'm having now, which is a cartilage transplant surgery. So, since you can't regrow cartilage on its own, they have to use synthetic material, and they'll use your own material as well. But depending on how big the area is, you have to scrape away the cartilage, the damaged cartilage, and then they drill holes into the area where they scrape away the bad cartilage. This is going to promote bleeding to take place, and then they have like a plastic, think of a Band-Aid, right? And they're gonna put that over the top of it, and that seals all the blood coming up, and that's going to kind of create a form of cartilage, new cartilage, right? So that was in 2017. So I have the same procedure done again on the same place on a different leg. So the reason behind this is because I'm flat-footed. All right, I've been flat-footed since I was a kid, since I was a teenager, maybe even younger than that. And, being a kid in the 80s, you don't understand what flat-foot means. You hear it before, you hear flat-foot cops or something like that, or somebody who can't dance, or somebody who's really uncoordinated is flat-footed. I am none of that. I've never been any of that. I'm a great dancer. I'm a very good athlete, very athletically gifted, I say. And I'm not a cop. So, so my feet create a little bit of an inward lean like this. So the knee, it's not the knee joint. So I say my knee because that's where the pain radiates from, but it's actually the femur bone. All right. So my ligaments are perfect. So if anybody sees this and then sees my videos and say, oh, well, I know why you're having knee pain because you're a big fat guy. No, I'm just a big fat guy, but my knees are in perfect health. My joints are fine. My meniscus is fine. It is the femur bone. So if you take some chicken bone, or if you look at an anatomy chart, you'll see bone is held together with all the ligaments and the patella and all that type of stuff. And then you got the fibia and the tibia below, which are being held in place. So big fat guy has better knees than a lot of you skinny pencil head dudes. I like you skinny pencil head dudes. I just like, creating a little bit of hostility for no reason. But yeah, so that's what's going on here. So my knees are fine. It's the bone area. So once that happens, it creates a bit of fluid that builds up in that joint area. Okay, and then there was a hematoma on the vastus lateralis, which means the outer part of my thigh. Okay, just above the knee. So yeah, there's been some discomfort, but as you can see from my videos, I kept training because, hey man, I always have pain, right? So I'm not gonna stop being in pain. It's gonna happen. So might as well push forward with it once you know what the pain is. So I wouldn't recommend training if you have some ligament damage, especially as I was doing it, because it can be very detrimental, extremely damaging, maybe even set you back worse and cause greater catastrophe to whatever you're injured on. But in my case, since my ligaments were not the issue, then I went full steam ahead. Now, the problem is I didn't have full range of motion. So doing athletic movements like spinning, turning, jumping, changing direction, that was all out. that was way all out. The pain level would go from, an everyday level of 3 to 4, where it's discomfort and just, oh my God, I'm really tired of this. And then during training, it would get up to like a 6 or a 7, and it would stay that way for a few days. But if I did anything too extreme, one, I didn't have the strength capacity to handle it, because I did go a long time without being that mobile. It would make it very difficult, create a lot of instability, and I would get like kind of clumsy, again, because I'm moving versus standing in place. And then the level of pain would elevate from that typical 5 to 7 when I'm training to like an 8 and a 9. So my point for making this video, because I want you guys to understand something. I'm 44 years of age. I am, as of this morning, I took a picture of it. I can't do the video because it won't come through, but it's 141 kilos. And that is a big 19 kilo jump from last summer, where I was 122, 120, depending on what day of the week it was and how I was eating. And I'm going through my 4th pretty major, it's not like an organ surgery or anybody who's dealing with cancer or anything, but anytime you have to go under anesthesia, they have some concerns, right? And then there's a rate of recovery time that takes to recover from a surgery like this. So I'll be 12 weeks on crutches and a brace, but the reality is it'll be about 6 to 8 weeks that I won't be able to put all my weight on my leg. But the thing I won't do, like I did last surgery, was I immediately turned right back around and got onto the mats and we're training jiu-jitsu, because that's another one of my sports. I won't do that this time because I did have a setback, okay? And I'm still living with that setback, so I won't do that this time, okay? So that's how I turned my left knee into my bad knee, by being very impatient. So I won't do that this time. So I'm saying all that to say, don't feel like once you have surgery, it's over for you. And don't be worried that once you reach a certain age that, hey man, the recovery process takes forever. It's not. It's all about how you live your life, okay? So I love to eat. I eat very good. But I train a lot, okay? I train a lot. I was riding my bike constantly before all this took place, and during the Corona time, hey man, that was my outlet. So it's all about how you live your life, which is going to help your body recover the fastest and easiest. So if you want speedy recovery, if you want the best for your body, stay in shape some kind of way. Lift heavy weights too. Don't be afraid to lift heavy weights. And this journey that I'm going to document is how me, at my age, my body size, composition, I want to turn all this back around and come back even stronger and better. Yeah, that's the goal, to get better. All right. So thanks for joining in. More content coming soon, more energetic content too. But I just woke up, and you're in my bedroom. So we're getting this replaced. It's just not the 70s or the 50s or the 60s. Sun shining, baby.